So on Wednesday this week, Spotify announced that they are completely discontinuing one of my favorite gadgets, the car thing, and I'm really disappointed. I'm not only disappointed in the fact that they're canceling it, I'm disappointed in the direction that they're taking with this. This thing has a very unique history, and a lot of people may not see a lot of purpose in it or use, but I have used it a lot in the last couple of years that I've owned it. It's been an extremely helpful tool, and I just kind of want to talk about it. Now, for a little bit of history, Spotify ended up launching Carthing in February of 2021, and then in July of 2022, they announced that they were going to be discontinuing production of Carthing, although the devices that were already out there were going to continue working, and they even reduced the price from $89.99 down to $30, and that's actually when I bought it. And now, as of this week, they are announcing that in December of 2024, it is basically going to turn into a useless piece of plastic. Now, obviously my main use is in a car, and I will show you how I have it set up in there, but it is very handy for me. I have two vehicles. One is a 2003 Jeep Wrangler. It has almost no electronics in it whatsoever, and having Spotify Carthing in there was really helpful for me because it allowed me to easily control my music. I'm using a Pioneer radio from like 2014 in there. It's got a lot of old stuff in there, and the car thing was super helpful there. Now, in my current daily driver car, my 2018 RAV4, it also does not have a very smart heads up or entertainment unit in there. It's very bad. It's kind of horrible actually for a car of 2018. So again, the car thing becomes super handy there as well. And I'm mainly using my phone as a GPS, and I don't want to be switching between apps while driving. It's dangerous. It's, irresponsible. And having the car thing was super handy. I do like switching up my music quite a bit. So here we are in the car, and this is the configuration that I would be driving around with, where my phone is my GPS, and no matter where I'm going, I typically turn the GPS on, especially when I'm in the city, because you never know when you're hit traffic or something, construction, what have you. And then I got my car thing here, and I use this to control all of my Spotify stuff, whether I am changing tracks, whether I'm going to turn shuffle on and off, whether I want to switch a playlist, because these buttons are all assigned to a particular playlist. So if I hit this one, it'll go ahead and grab a new playlist and start playing that playlist for me. Now, the assistant on the car thing is also pretty good. So if I say, hey Spotify, play my liked songs, and there we go. So it's also very useful for that, and it works really, really well. And I like it because it's just made just for Spotify. It does a pretty good job with all my playlists, and it's super helpful, honestly. I really do like it. And again, I am very upset that this is going to be just completely bricked and unusable by the end of the year. Now, I mentioned two ways that I currently use it, but I also have a third way where I would set this up near my stereo or my speakers in my kitchen, especially if I was having a party or something. And this allowed me to control my music without having to always use my phone. And it allowed other people to control the music as well when I was hosting parties. It was really nice to have, and I really did like it. Now, as I mentioned, Spotify's direction and approach to this is what's upsetting me the most, because they're not just discontinuing their support of it, because in reality, they haven't supported or changed or done anything with this device in the last 2 years. It hasn't received any kind of updates. It hasn't gotten any of the UI changes, anything like folders, anything like that. It's basically gone unsupported, but now they're saying that they're going to completely kill it. So it's kind of the idea that there's some kind of API that it's speaking to on Spotify servers. Instead of just using your phone as the connection point, it's using something else. And the fact that they are basically bricking a device that I bought less than 2 years ago is pretty atrocious. Now, this is pretty unacceptable, and I'd be very curious to see if there's going to be a lawsuit that results out of this. There's also been a lot of mixed word as to whether or not Spotify is issuing refunds if you request them. Some people have been able to get refunds, some people have not. I'm going to go ahead and try, but the fact that they are denying this and a product has lasted less than 2 years is kind of crazy. Less than 3 years from its inception and less than 2 years from when I purchased it. is kind of crazy. And the fact that they're just bricking it and they're even telling you to just throw it in the trash is really, really bad in so many different ways. It's bad for the consumer, it's bad for the environment, it's bad for a whole bunch of different things. And I really didn't expect it to go this route. I just expected them to just leave it as unsupported forever, and I was fine with that. It works. It does what I want it to, especially when I'm casting to other devices. I really did like it, and this is really, really disappointing. Now, the cool thing is that there is a community of people currently that I found on Reddit that are trying to either jailbreak or repurpose the device to be able to use it for other things, and I'm really hoping that comes to fruition. Again, I really do like the device. It was built really, really well. The display is great. I love having the tactile knob. It's fantastic. As I mentioned in the car, even the voice assistant that works in here is really great and makes it a lot safer when I'm driving. I really did like the device, you know, being able to save favorite playlists with a button so you can just change a playlist super easily. I liked almost everything about it. And I'm gonna be really, really sad that it's gone. Now, I really do hope you found this different style of video interesting. I mean, there's a lot of tech that I use on a daily basis, and I use this thing literally every single time I drive. So I really do hope you find these videos where I'm personally invested in the product and use it a lot. I hope you find these kinds of things interesting. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you like, subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can leave those down in the comment section below. Big thanks to my patron sponsors, Thought Slime and Step Back, and thank you for watching to the end of this video. If you do want to see any other videos about the products and things that I talk about on the regular, you can check out the playlist right up here. And as always, stay safe out there. I'll see you next time.